Welcome back. You are listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 28 in 6.0.3. I am your very, very grumpy Warlock host, Belle. This week we have a lot on the agenda for news. I did bring our Aussie admin, who is page admin of Pwnecast, as well as Trade Chat Down Under. We have admin Hugebloke back with us today. I also brought, I don't know what to call him. Is it stuns for funs? Is it hots for shots? Is it, I mean, we don't really know what he is.
But stick with hots.
He's our admin for our page. It's admin hots. He's also admin for Druids of WoW. I did bring all of the very weird Riders of Rohan with me today. I do have the mage that dances with the dead, Frysa.
I do. I like how they look with the little, they look like little Mexican banditos. They're wearing their sombreros and they have little maracas.
That was definitely racist. I feel like that
wouldn't be the first time we offended. Wouldn't be the first time we offended
That's
people
true.
on the show.
Well, we just lost a viewer.
The one viewer.
The one viewer, he's gone. Bye.
Glad you're here, Grumpy.
I am very grumpy. I need a pizza now. Stat.
That's what happens. I also have
go bake one.
I also have the Death Knight who who deflected to the Alliance. Spam burger.
Oh, I heard about this.
He did.
You know what? The horde has failed me. Frysa, Belle, you know what?
Frysa's dead. He's out.
We'll get into that. You can actually tell your whole story. Yeah, because it's gonna be a pretty in-depth story, and I need to make sure I do a disclaimer so that I don't piss off our horde people, so that they are aware of the whole story. But I also, poor Spam, I also did bring the Death Knight who obtained his cloak of Pwnecastery, which does allow him the ability to grow his legendary beard Lycan.
Absolutely. And if you guys don't know what you're talking about, you got to go to the Facebook page. I got a drop today that is the cape of Pwnecastery, and yes, it is definitely a legendary cape.
You're
a set bonus
this week, if that's even possible. It's pretty fun.
After the last few days, I think I need that cloak now.
Yeah, I'm looking these up too.
Definitely.
Wait, I can't even talk about your beard situation because that was just too awesome. But the viewers at home don't know. His battery died on his shaver halfway through his shaving of the beard, and it was pretty epic when he sent us the picture.
You know what? I'll volunteer that one to the Facebook page.
And he was going for a job interview. Nothing says I'm professional like I have half a beard shaved.
I would hire that person. I'm like, that's a real person right there.
It's been an amazing week.
So,
party to the left.
Right? So for the show today, we have a lot of good stuff going on, news-related. Everybody knows that the 10th anniversary is coming up. That's not new. Blizzard did have this huge announcement, the 10 epic years since World of Warcraft. They're having this huge thing Friday, November 7th from 8:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. Outside of where BlizzCon is held. You don't have to have a BlizzCon ticket to attend. What there's going to be is you're going to go to the Grand Plaza. There's going to be food trucks. The main stage is going to be featuring, it looks like a BlizzCon 2013 talent contest winners, which we already know who that is. That's Songhammer. They're going to be doing a live performance. We're huge supporters of Songhammer. Songhammer's been on the show. We're super excited that they're going to be a feature this year for the 10th anniversary. That's pretty awesome. And there's going to be tattoo artist, photo booth, a live DJ spinning all the latest hits. Don't know whose hits. Could be country, could be bluegrass. We don't really know. It's going to be one of those things that's going to be pretty interesting. But I guess that's their equivalent of their celebration. We get a 10th anniversary thing that, I mean, we get a corgi and some other crap.
It's because the Anaheim Convention Center kicked the costume contest out of the convention center because they didn't want the insurance liability. So now it's outside the convention center. Party on, guys! So I think it's gonna be great.
Tailgate party.
It's a tailgate party. Yeah, I wish I could be there to hang out with Songhammer.
We want to go to BlizzCon.
I want to go so bad.
I would love all of us to be able to go and just shack up in a giant hotel room and make Frysa sleep in the bathtub.
Did that stem from the kid that broke his leg? During BlizzCon, I think it was either
so.
Dance competition or cosplay.
Is that a fact? Is that a fact? Is that right? He tried to grab his leg, and he like caught his leg on his sword or something like that.
That I would have made fun of that kid.
Is it bad that I am making fun of that kid? I'm sorry. If that kid, if you're watching, I'm sorry.
I know I can't dance, so I don't. I
can't dance.
Right.
I can't dance. That's why I got a helmet.
Strengths and weaknesses. You build up your strengths, and you don't ever touch your weaknesses in public. So
I'll dig up the video on YouTube, but it's still on there, and you can watch it all unfold live on stage.
I wonder if we can post that.
Yeah. I wonder if we can post a YouTube video on our Pwnecast Facebook page.
Not sure.
Is there
I'm not going to talk to you today. She's been being mean to me all day.
Sorcery that allows for sharing of links on social media via YouTube and Facebook.
I'm not going to talk to you when you like this.
Copy it and paste it.
I'm trolling because he's grumpy, guys. I don't recommend it.
Second grade.
That's something to do with that interwebs thing.
Okay, we got a lot.
We do. I'm going to move through the news rather quickly. We are going to do the Weekend WoW after all the WoW news is done. I didn't forget about the Weekend WoW. We're just reshuffling so that people can get their news straight away. We have a lot of people on the show today. Next up is going to be the Day of the Dead. Nothing new, except there's lots of stuff that's new this year. So, Nate, do you want to talk about some of the new stuff?
Oh, absolutely.
I know you're excited.
Yes, because we figured out, and it's not really an exploit, but it's a very clever use of WoW mechanics is how I kind of describe it. There is a new, I believe it is a contender's outfit that you get to wear. And while you have this outfit on, you have a extra action button 1 that comes up. And it offers 3 abilities. One's a jump, one's like a sweep, and the other one's just a simple punch. And if you kill other people while wearing this outfit, you get an achievement. Well, then when you unlock that achievement, you have 2 more after it. That one for killing 1 for killing 20, and 1 for killing 50 people. And Bloke and I were sitting there. We were trying to figure out a way to get this done because it was just absolutely impossible to get this done in Stormwind. So what we decided is we got our outfits, we started a raid group, and headed right into Siege of Orgrimmar. Here's where the fun part comes in. We had 6 people in a group, 5 people all stacked on top of each other, staring at the wall right at the entrance, and 1 person behind us using the abilities to kill us. What's nice is when you do the respawn, you spawn right back in that same exact spot, and you run right back over the wall, and it looks like Blair Witch. All the guys are standing against the wall doing nothing.
Yep.
And a great big pile of bones.
It works really well.
Yeah, for 6 of us, I think it maybe has taken us, 20 minutes to get everybody to get all of them? And yes, you get the To the Afterlife, the End Tossed, and Calavera achievements. And like I said, it's not an exploit. We just used the tools that Blizzard has provided us, set up a real quick raid, and boom, we were done. 20 minutes and got all 3 achievements.
I want a disclaimer to let everybody know, one sec, Bloke, just before I forget, to let everybody know that you can get this achievement after Day of the Dead. If you've purchased the costume, it doesn't have to be done during the window of Day of the Dead. You can do it at any time, so if you don't have time to run around in Siege of Orgrimmar, or run around Stormwind or Orgrimmar, or wherever you're at, just make sure that you buy your costumes, and you can do it at any time this year. It's nothing you have to go real fast for, and I'll take it away to Bloke. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're right. The best part about this whole achievement farming shenanigans is the outfits. Like, you just look amazingly sexy in those outfits. Between, like, the red one makes you look like a member of the
butt floss Spanx is what's happening in this costume situation.
Hugebloke looked just stunning in his.
I dug the Spanx.
Assless chaps.
Nothing like a space goat and assless chaps.
It did look like assless chaps. It was pretty. And then he was up against the wall. You were up against the wall, which could have been semi-erotic, depending upon where you're looking at things, where you're at in your life.
It was pretty.
Like, no.
I'm
the fire, and I'm just kind of
It was funny showing up to the instance, and the first person I see is Bloke, and he's in an owl costume, and I look down, and I'm in an owl costume, and about a couple seconds later, we look at each other, and he changes his outfit to something else, and I was like, you don't want to be owls together?
We got the Wowhead put their transmog guide for WOD. If you're into fashion in the world of Warcraft, which these days who isn't besides my husband, I have to dress him, and he's getting better at it. They did release the guide, so go on there, look up your tune, find all the different sets for WOD. You can pre-shop. This gives you, I mean, we're not doing anything now anyway, but doing random stuff. Pre-shop for what your new look is going to be. That way you have something to work towards in current content instead of having to go and run back and find it afterwards. Wowhead did a really, really good job with it, so you guys will be really impressed when you see the data that they... I mean, really, Wowhead's just been on point with WOD, which they're pretty much in Blizzard's pocket, so I guess that's to be expected.
Right.
One thing and other people have to remember is... one thing that is LFR gear, normal and heroic gear, and mythic gear are all going to look different, and... Right. The bosses are going to drop different gear depending on difficulty, so you need to go ahead and look through your dungeon finder to figure out what you need.
Make sure you're checking that out so that you get the right pieces. I don't want to see anybody in the World of Warcraft complaint group griping and bitching about they didn't get the right piece because they didn't do the research. So they have a really good guidance. You click it and it does it for you. We can't do it any better outside of farming the transmog tier sets for you, really. They did a really good job with that.
We've been telling you for months. The system is this: what used to be flex is now normal, and what used to be normal is now heroic, and what used to be heroic is now mythic. So get it straight.
Beta is ending November 3rd. Some of you don't have beta, but for those of you that do, beta is ending November 3rd. They are having an in-game... and I'm going to find out the exact time for you guys. Let me make sure I have it right. Wow, that's awful.
I'm jealous.
And the 3rd, they're having a little, it's not really an event. They're basically asking for everybody to come celebrate. It's all the beta testers. They're going to be shutting the servers off at 4 p.m. Pacific time. They want everybody to join them at 2 p.m. Pacific time. It's the end of beta event. The way that they've tagged it is we'll laugh, we'll cry, we'll trade bad puns, and probably let loose a little chaos too. I'm going to attend it just because usually I can't imagine that they would get everybody together just to stare at each other on the screen. I'm pretty sure some cool shit's going to happen in beta. So I know that...
I'm down.
Those of us that have beta will make sure that we record whatever and we'll Skype and do
The chosen.
We can stream it for people.
Absolutely, we will stream that. So if you have beta, make sure you go in and check that out, and we can say bye-bye to beta. The great news is bye-bye beta, hello WOD. Now the rest of the world gets to share in all the good time fun. Free account upgrades. If you guys didn't... The way that it's worded, and I want to make sure that I worded accurately so that everybody understands it. If you have ever purchased World of Warcraft, your account has been automatically upgraded through Mists of Pandaria. So if you've purchased an account, maybe you didn't even get to Mists of Pandaria, maybe you just bought the battle chest that took you to Kata. Okay. Your account was automatically upgraded to Mists of Pandaria. So now you get to feel free to spend your money on WOD, which is essentially the reason that they give you free shit is so you can spend your money on other crap. So
first time's always free.
And I've heard complaints about this, and people are going, I can't believe they're doing the free upgrades to Mr. Pandaria. Why don't I get a discount on it? If you really don't want to play current, then wait till you get your free upgrade. This is trying to pull these people into Warlords of Draenor and trying to get that subscriber base up.
I have to say I'm a little bit frustrated because I purchased up to Mists of Pandaria for my husband, for my brother-in-law, for my 2 children, for my nephew. I've purchased it for so many people to get them into playing, and I wanted them to have the perks of having up to Mists of Pandaria. So I'm a little pissed off that they're just giving shit away for free. Whatever, I guess I should know that if you wait, the longer you wait to buy crap, the more closer it gets to something you're going to get it free anyway. So I guess that's my own fault.
Are they ever going to?
It's like buying a Betamax like today.
Yeah.
I just want to point out I've spent $360 on my account alone just because I bought Vanilla, BC, Wrath, Kata, Mop, and now Warlords.
I believe
and
it.
1 or 2 of those were collector's editions. Right. So I mean, I'm just like,
I believe it. How about the same? Yeah.
I did watch the Ashran event that they had, the live stream of Ashran. I don't know. I don't think many of you got to watch it. It was pretty awesome. The only thing that annoyed me is we had CM Lore and we had Holinka and another developer And these guys were just basically stalking the streamers, which kind of pissed me off a little bit, and be really honest in how I feel about that. Their whole thing is, where's Bajira, where's Hotted, where's Swifty, let's shout them out and make their Twitch even more popular. To me, I thought that was kind of uncool. Felt like you should have focused on the players that were actually playing and not the people that are professional, that don't have jobs. They just play WoW all day. So, personal opinion, I hope I don't offend. I'm sure I offended someone, but it was pretty cool. You get to see all the objectives. Man, so many objectives. The buffs that you get from the artifacts that you find, wow, like 200% damage increase for like however many minutes. I mean, it was pretty epic. They panned through and went through all the different zones when the different objectives were happening, because obviously you have to kill NPCs. There's a certain strategy that you have to do in order to be able to win. Certain things you have to cap. I'm pretty excited because we're PvPers, so it's going to be a blast, really. They brought a lot of good things to the game. Kind of a mixture of a lot of different places. Tolbarad, Wintergrasp, like they kind of melded and just refreshed it and made it different, but it's that same grasp, that same on a large scale, everybody hop in and kill people.
I can't wait.
So
I got to do a round of Asher and
Did you?
Almeida. Yes. Oh my jeebus. It was amazing. Like, there's one event in it that you have to race 2 Kodos around.
And they don't
Kodos
get the Alliance never gets in the circle, only the Horde does. The Alliance runs around and kills everybody. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so it's like you have to have Alliance in theirs and Horde in theirs, but you can kill theirs, but while you're killing them, they're faster than you if they're all in there. I was just like, holy crap, this is going to be chaos. But it was a lot of fun, and there's the bridge going into the different cities or whatever. That's the only way into them. So you have a extreme, what we called in the army, funnel of death. So
that's great.
All they have to do is pile AoE on the gate to the bridge, and you have to run through it, or...
That's kind of like Tolbarad. When the Tolbarad would end, everyone had to get out the one way.
Yeah.
And then it's completely murder.
Mm-hmm.
The Kodo thing you're talking about is actually pretty funny, because when I was watching the developer stream, they were making fun of the Alliance, because here comes the Horde and there's 8 guys in the circle surrounding the Kodo, and the Kodo's just hauling ass. And then you have the Alliance, there's 1 guy on the Kodo. The more people you have in the circle following the Kodo, the faster it goes. So there was nobody in the Alliance. All the Alliance was fighting on roads like a bunch of fucking idiots, like they always do. Literally fighting on roads, and there's the one lonely Alliance guy who's trying to make his Kodo go faster, and I'm just like, oh.
You know, one thing I was gonna say about this new Ashran, in every expansion, all the PvPers here will know what I'm talking about. When a new battleground comes out, or and the new expansion comes out, it seems like the Horde will pick a spot that they're going to be in for the next 2 years. That is the base they're always going to take. And then the Alliance will take the other base for 2 years. And there's no reason why they do this. It's been happening for 10 years now. And I like to know what the Horde's going to pick and what the Alliance is going to pick for this time around. I find it very interesting. I kind of wish that it would never be that way, but I don't know why sometimes either it's Horde or Alliance, they'll pick the bottom, like we're going to go mines for the next 10 years and no one's going to tell us anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I kind of hope it's not like that this time around. I kind of hope it's always going to be a random, kind of like, what's the one with the mines? The
Silver Shard mines?
Yeah.
No.
That's all random.
Goldwind mines or something?
Yeah, because it's no, the one where,
Valley of the one with the gorgeous title. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, that one, because there's outside, there's Pandarian Mine, Goblin Mine, Middle.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I'm talking about. I kind of like that because it's always random. Constantly, all of them are being picked all the time by random people.
Are you talking about Deepwind Gorge?
Deepwind Gorge.
For the win.
Got it.
For the win. I never know anything, and I told the viewers I always get stuff wrong. It's amazing how much I actually do know.
I couldn't get it out of my mouth. I knew it was gorgeous, but I couldn't get the deep wind out. Either way, I hope Ashran's like that. I hope that no one really chooses what they're going to pick.
I hope there's communication. I would like to see some communication in the chat amongst the factions. We go into a battleground. The only people who are communicating are those of us on Skype. Nobody ever talks to anybody and says anything.
There's lists in there, too.
There's what?
there's quests in there as well.
Oh, yeah,
like
cool.
Like you have these random quests out in the zone that are just kind of like bonuses for doing for while you're questing in that area, and you complete it by just questing in that little zone of the area. But they have the same thing in Ashran, and it's no joke. Like you have to have a party to do these quests.
Yep. Right.
So
you win different resources for that as well, and it's similar to me like the Alterac Valley quests.
Yeah. That's exactly what Ashran is now. It's a massive Alterac Valley because if you can complete it, you build if I'm not mistaken, you build siege engines and stuff like that to help help you.
I only know that there's quests in Alterac Valley because one of them is by the graveyard that is constantly farmed. So that's the only reason I know that there's one of them. Because I'm always like, while I'm being farmed, maybe I could click on this quest and see what this is about while I'm dying constantly. But we're pretty excited. I think, what's not to love? They're changing so much. Spam's been saying it since the beginning. It's a new WoW. It's
summer, yeah.
It's something totally new. Yeah. Last on the news, which we flew by the news so quickly because I want to make sure everybody gets their own segment to get really in depth and without me having to kill them with time, going over time. The last thing I want to touch on, and this is just really briefly. So I know everybody has seen the thing about the female streamers in Twitch, and it's not just females. There's now a dress code, a thing you have to follow now. Or you'll be banned as far as the way that you look on your Twitch streams. Now, what brought it about? I'm not going to mention the person's Twitch stream because Ponecast is not going to be associated with slander. However,
Don't do it.
I debated. I didn't weigh in on the page until this morning, until I finally, Dan the Paladin from one of the pages, and we love Dan the Paladin, He made a really good point, and it made me say, okay, I can make this point. Now, the issue is the girl gamer streams get tons of donations, tons of subs, tons of viewers, but they are really shitty at gaming. If you are one of those Twitch streamers that are watching this and you really suck, I can't help you out there. I'm just saying it how it really is. So now what Twitch has done, and Twitch has said, listen, cover your fucking boobs. Nobody cares. Why do you have to? And Lycan was making fun of it. Slowly, as the stream wears on, here it comes, and then all your creepy freaking basement dwellers that live in their grandmother's basements are subbing and sending you money not because you're a good gamer and they want to support your cause. It's really because you're taking off your clothes. If you want to do that, do it. Do it on a non-gaming website. Really,
I got something.
I'm going to let everybody give their opinion. From a female standpoint.
How about Hugebloke first?
I could very easily, from a female standpoint, get on the podcast every week and wear little to no clothes. I'm a pretty girl. I clean up pretty well. I really could probably get us a ton of viewers, not being vain. Just saying, I have a decent rack. I have a pretty face. However, if I feel like that's how I need to pull people to view us, that's how I'm going to get my viewership. At the end of the day, we're about integrity. Girl gamers are about integrity. Serious girl gamers that are in league with some of the best men in the world, whether it's PvP, whether it's PvP, they don't really care how their face looks or whether or not their boobs are properly positioned and pushed and upped and in their face. They don't care about that. They care about the game. They care about the people. I mean, I'm not going to show my boobs to get some viewers. I'm just throwing that out there because if I have to do that, then I guess I'm not really putting out a quality product with my friends here. We might as well just set up shop, pack it up, and not even bother doing a podcast.
I'm not sure Steve would be. I'm not sure your husband would be happy with us.
Well, but that's my take on it. I want the streamers, if you're watching this and you're a female streamer and you suck at gaming, you suck at WoW, but you think because you have boobs that you have a place in this world, let me explain something to you, sweet cheeks. When your boobs drag down to your knees, the wrinkles come in, you have nothing to show for your life but some old videos of a shitty fucking stream and a few little dollars in your pocket from subscriptions. That's all I'm going to say about that. Now, let's start with Bloke. I know Bloke has a lot to say about this girl streamer.
I have a lot to say, too. I've been running into this a lot, but go ahead.
That was brutal. But
I'm sorry.
I totally agree, though. Like, I get annoyed by it, basically, for the fact that it makes it really, really hard for legitimate gamer girls. And I even hate that term in itself. Like, to me, there is no gamer girls, there's no gamer boys. Like, we either play games or we don't. Mm-hmm. The fact that there's a lot of chicks out there essentially making a working gaming career off doing this. You know, like it makes it really, really hard for girls that genuinely play the game and they genuinely practice and they genuinely interact with the community. They can't get a start because they wear clothes. You know, they're not flashing the skin. The guys that watch the streams show no interest in it. They certainly don't fund them, and they're the ones that deserve the credit and the attention because they're the ones that are functioning parts of the community. Like, I got in trouble because I basically boiled it down to, if you want to shell out, sub money and donate to chicks that are supposedly playing games, in hope that, you know, something might fall out of the top, go over to, I was just about to say a couple of the sites, but I don't know any, so I can't.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Knock off to a porn site and go do it over there. Like, don't take the community any further than what it's already got down to. It shits me something shocking.
Call it what it is. Don't call it a gaming stream. If you don't call it a gaming stream, call it I want to show you my boob stream.
Yeah. Right. Well, I follow a few female gamers on Counter-Strike, and I like watching them play because they're very violent and they scream a lot. It's hilarious because usually they're in charge of the team, and I find it really cool to be yelled at by a woman in the game. It's awesome.
Do they interact with the community though?
No, yes, no, they're hardcore. They're always typing
yelled at by a woman.
It's funny because
that's why you guys get along.
That's why we get along, because I yell all day.
It's hilarious though watching these girls because they're really good at gaming though. Like, these girls are like hardcore, like 5-star generals. Like, they're giving out weapons before the game. They're handing out money. They're doing this. They're really epic. And what's funny is I ran into an issue this week, or was it last week, where I was watching a few of these guys do this on Counter-Strike and Battlefield and a few other Twitches that I watch. Well, I went to the World of Warcraft, and there's this girl on there, and I've never seen her before, but she's on there, and I click on it. She was hot. So I click on it just to see if she was playing WoW. That is why I clicked on it. Because she's hot and she's playing WoW. I want to see if she's any good. I want to see if she's with the team. I don't know. No. I log in. She's playing a guitar, singing songs from bands, and I was just like, are you out of your mind? And here's the thing. She was showing almost everything. She was really letting it go. So I was like, if I wanted to watch this, I can just watch free porn on the internet. Like, this is nothing to me. Like, I want
no way to find that either, do you?
Huh? Oh, yeah.
No.
I would never do it. No. I'm just saying, I mean, you could watch girls, talk to them, type to them, and they slowly take off their shirt, they slowly show their butt in the camera, and you can go do that for free. I'm not going to go to twitch.com or twitch.tv to watch some girl play music on a World of Warcraft channel. That's ridiculous to me.
She's dressed like that, not anymore.
I want to hear what Cody has to say. I want to hear what Cody has to say, only because Cody's a little bit younger, and Cody's, even though Frysa is single, Cody is a little bit younger, so I'd like to get his single, younger, in it to win it kind of.
I mean,
perspective.
Yeah.
I've never really watched any female streamers. Like, I have. But they were legitimately good. Like, they were top 30 U.S. guilds, you know, this, that, the other. Yeah, they were, and they played the stereotypical female hunter, night elf hunter, priest, something along those lines. And but they were good, but they didn't show anything. If I would have come across one that was, you know, showing stuff, I wouldn't complain either, because I'm not going to donate. I'm not going to follow them. I'm just like, hey, okay, you have my attention for 30 minutes. Let's see where we can go with this. Because I know they're not going to show anything.
It gets my attention.
Yeah, it's like, I know you're not going to show anything. And I'm not even going to say, like, and girls doing that, it doesn't even make it hard for just other girls. It makes it hard for, like, small name streamers like myself. Like, anyone trying to up and come, like, if you don't have more than, like, 5 viewers on, your name is at the very, very bottom of the list, and the people who are doing that are, like, extremely bored. But if they see, like, as soon as some people see, like, you know, cleavage and, you know, all this, that, and the other, their viewers just start climbing. They might not get followers. They might not get this, that, and the other. But, you know, like...
To go on top of that, what I notice about these girls, though, is they quit playing games.
Yeah.
We're gamers.
Full stop.
We're watching Twitch to watch you play a game because we want to see how good you are, we want to see something cool. But these girls, they literally log on for about 20 minutes, play WoW or play whatever they're doing, and then they stop. And then they literally they totally take the camera off the screen, whatever, and it's just them now. Like you're watching a webcam, and it's like, okay, that's ridiculous to me. I can't get over that. I really can't get over that.
I want to make sure that I address, it isn't just females. I don't want to watch a Twitch stream with a guy without his shirt on. I don't care what you look like without your shirt. Doesn't matter if I'm married or not. I don't want to see that shit.
You don't want to watch Twitch.
I want to just unleash some monkeys.
Cover your pit hair. I don't want to see that shit. Cover it up. I want to see what you can show me in the game. That's just me. It's not because I'm married either. Even if I wasn't married, if I want to, and Frysa, you're right. If I want to watch something that's gaming related, it's because I want to see about the game. I'm not interested in what you look like or what your situation is. I'm interested in what you can show me about the game that either I'm interested in learning about, or maybe I just like watching you. Maybe I just want to have a conversation with you on your Twitch while it's happening. Whatever the reason people watch Twitch streams are. I certainly don't want to see your chest hair. I don't want to see your banana hammock. I don't want to see your boobs. Yeah. And can I just state for the record, last rant about this and I'm done. Listen.
Sure.
She's ranting.
Some boobs that do certain things are not natural. Let me just point out, I know you men don't care if they're real or fake or not, but let's just be real. You are not God-given. You were created in a lab. Please stop pretending like you were born this way, because you weren't. That got given to you. You bought it. It didn't. It's not homegrown.
Lady Gaga? I was born this way.
And here's what frustrates me about this whole thing too.
You know that.
I understand that, I understand that there's women gamers, and I'm going to go ahead and give a couple shout-outs to women that I've played with on Draenor. We have Catherine Orr, one hell of a warrior tank. Got Ida Spears, a hell of a shaman. CB, I've got Osweek. All these people play on Draenor, and if you did not know that they were women, the stereotype wouldn't fit, because they think, okay, it's a woman, she just goes ahead and flutters her eyes, and automatically, boom, they're going to give it everything. We need to take the focus away. I understand you're proud to be a female gamer. I don't care if you're a female or not.
Yeah.
I don't care if I'm running Mythic with 19 other women. If you can do your job, then do your job. And to draw the attention onto yourself, and to be honest with you, come on, most of us gamers aren't really. I don't want to put us in the stereotype of nerds, right? But
let's face it, we're nerds, man.
On that.
Well, haven't you seen that meme? That meme where that hot girl's like, you can do anything you want, anything you want, and he ties her up in bed.
Go play WoW.
Right? He goes and plays WoW. And unfortunately, they're playing on that, and it's not them that we should be ashamed of. It really should be the men like us that are going to these Twitch streams. I'm
never going to change. You're never going to change the inside of a male's interweb workings or whatever.
Well, they don't have a lot of views, though. Like, you guys are saying they have a lot of views. Some of them only have like 200 to...
They have a lot of viewers. You're like, as soon as you click on someone's channel for the first time, they gain a viewer or a view. But once you click it that one time, that's it. Like... Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, we wanted to make sure we weighed in on the streamer subject. I am not a real girl either, so it's really difficult for me to understand where some of these ladies are coming from. I can tell you that I don't put on clothes. I wear PJs every day of the week because I work from home. The only time I get dressed and do my hair is when it's show night. So
show night.
This is the best of the best when I'm not outside. This is just me. So
there are no women on the internet, just 14-year-old boys.
14-year-old boys and FBI.
I like it.
And the creepy grandma's boy basement dwellers, which are my favorite. They're the ones living in their basement.
They're girls, guys in real life.
Right. So we went through that news really quickly. So let me do a time check here. Looks like we're at about 33 minutes. So we can do some weeks in WoW to check in with everybody, and then we'll hit up the Lycan corner, and we'll talk about Hugebloke and Hots' stuff. So Spam's going to be last because Spam has lots to say. I'm going to start with Frysa because I know his is really short because he didn't do anything.
I didn't do nothing on WoW.
Why don't you tell people where you've been? Let me call you out publicly.
I've been playing a lot of Battlefield every day, trying to get my guns ranked up, and it's been a really fun time. I have been moonlighting with Battlefield.
We're not going to talk about Battlefield at all whatsoever, so I'm going to shut you off right there. We're not going to talk about Battlefield ever.
I will say this, though. That when WoD comes out, I probably won't be playing Battlefield for a while.
That's what I like to hear. Thank you for that.
But, hold on. Me and Aja had a good talk last night. I told her, so here's the thing about raiding with Frysa, is I don't raid no more. I gave up on all that. If I'm not guaranteed armor, I'm out. Or if I can't work my way better to get PvP, I'm out. Anyway, so I gave up on that. So I explained to her, I said, the reason why I bought Battlefield was because I've been playing World of Warcraft now for 10 years, and I've never owned another game on my computer. I've always been World of Warcraft. So I said, well, when everyone is raiding, instead of me standing around in Orgrimmar with my thumb up my butt, I'm gonna.
Explains why your thumbs are dirty.
Exactly. I'm gonna play Battlefield, and there's also a lot of other games I want to start buying for my computer. So when I'm not PvPing, I'm gonna be playing a lot of other games. So, because really that's all I'm gonna do now is PvP.
It's a WoW podcast.
I know. I'm just saying my computer time's probably like 90% PvP. But if no one's logged on and no one's gonna play, I'm just gonna go play my other games.
Makes sense.
I just quickly weigh in on that. Like I'm the same as you, man. Like for us down here on the other side of the globe, maintenance usually starts like 6-7 o'clock in the evening on a Tuesday, and that's it. Your whole night's scrapped. You can't play WoW. Yeah. That's the only reason I still play Battlefield, is because, as we term it, like that's our Tuesday night games.
Yeah.
Once a week. That's enough to keep me in touch, but it's good to have a backup game.
It's always good.
Now, is that still the case with your new server down under?
Oh, we'll get to that, man. Don't you worry.
What did you do this weekend? Wow, I know it was a huge week for you being down under with the new servers. What did you do this week?
My time was split, as always, between mount farming.
Of course.
Yeah. We're going to get that. Mount farming, particular headless horseman.
Of course.
Which I still didn't get. 60 odd attempts just this year alone, and I still didn't get the damn thing. But the big thing for us was obviously the oceanic servers came online, and I've gone from like a 300 to 400 mil ping down to 30. As we like to be reminded just there. It's like a whole new game. Like, it's just the stupidest thing to try and explain, but everything's quicker. Like loading times are quicker. We run smoother. Cast spells quicker. Everything's just quicker in general. So outside of that, I spent a hell of a lot of time on forums getting argumentative with people from unnamed nations that was
if
somewhat
the
aggravated.
If cracker comes out of your mouth, we're going to talk. I just want to say, if either one of those words comes out of your mouth.
That's why I'd say unnamed nation.
You're right.
That we're cracking up, because now there's oceanic server sharing PvP, or like your battlegrounds, and looking for raid and things like that. There's a 50-50 chance that you might end up on an oceanic server. So for people from non-Australian based countries that have been playing on short pings for the last 10 years, now having to experience it at 300, 400, 500 plus, the amount of crying about it, there was people threatening to unsub. They wanted the oceanic servers segregated from the rest of the servers because they didn't, we pay for the game and we shouldn't have to put up with these kinds of pings, all that sort of thing. My response pretty much all week has been, Australian internet, at least in where I live, is basically the equivalent of 2 spaghetti cans and a piece of dental floss. Like, it's shit at the best of times.
That's awesome.
For the last 9.5 years, 10 years, we've had just shocking things. Like, we've learned to adapt. We've played the game. We don't really cry about it. We're celebrating the fact that we got a bit of backing from Blizzard in having oceanic servers, and we loved it. 30 mils is amazing, if not shorter. So I took it upon myself, to spend some quality time on the forums abusing people.
Awesome.
For raining on our
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a good week, sounds like
that's
me.
Literally been the entire week.
Nice. Cody, what'd you do? Hots, what'd you do this week? Now everybody
it's
knows.
Okay, just call me whatever. Just call me whatever.
Thank God.
I'm the guy with 1,000 loss. No, I actually spent a lot of time on my disc priest. I think I finally figured out what I'm going to main for WoD, and it's probably going to be priest, and for PvE purposes at least.
Nice.
Cool.
Well, PvP, I'll probably PvP with it too, because healers are going to be they're going to have a lot of pressure on them next expansion, because there's a lot of changes. And whenever I was playing in beta, a lot of healers that we would get in the dungeons, they can't keep up. They're just not used to it. But I actually did get to experience one of these short-lived Aussie server transfers, and I had to play on their servers, and I was at like 250 milliseconds, and I was like, if you're good at the game, you can adjust. Like, that's one setback.
Make that much difference to you, though?
No, it's 200 milliseconds is going to be 2 seconds of a delay. So all you have to do is think 2 seconds ahead. Just what would you be doing 2 seconds in the future, and then you're fine.
I'd still be casting my Chaos Bolt.
It's
a 2.5 second cast to
right?
save.
Yeah, it doesn't really affect your rotation. It doesn't. That's frame rate that would be affecting your rotation.
Right.
There's nothing to worry about. If you want to be like 100% all the time, like up like 30% or 30 ms, then find a server that's near you and just run around in the world.
We need to switch off. We're going way over time. Nobody cares about frame rates or MS. I promise you, nobody that's watching cares about any of that. We're at 45 minutes already, and we still have 30 minutes of show. Your guys are killing me.
Weekend wow.
Frysa, speak, Frysa. See, the girl that's in charge of timekeeping is the one that gets in trouble. Ben, if you're listening, please come save me from myself.
Belle, how was your weekend wow, Belle?
I was gonna say one thing. Back in my day, almost a decade ago, I used to play Halo on Xbox Connect, dial-up, and we would have to shoot 6 seconds ahead of somebody to actually hit them. So if you've never been through that, this is nothing. This is nothing.
Hot Space is like, F you.
We played a private server in Japan, and it was horrible. But it was free. It was the only way to do it. You can manage that. You can manage this.
The awkward moment when you have to get off your game because your parents need to use your phone.
That literally, I had to scream at my parents when they disconnected me down the phone. I never forget those days. If you live those days, 2 whatever, all those milliseconds don't mean nothing.
I think that was Cody. I think that was Hots' point, really, at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's 2 seconds. It's 2 seconds, guys.
But
adding on
in Bloke's defense, if it's something they've been struggling with because they're an Australian, he already has internet issues with his soup cans and string, it might be a big difference to him. He might notice that it's a big difference. I got your back, Life. I got you. Lycan, what did you do this week?
Did this week. Actually, getting a big shout out to Riders of Rohan. They got one of my hunters to go through and get my BOA weapon on Heroic. I really appreciate that.
It wasn't pretty.
It wasn't pretty. No, it wasn't. But it got the job done.
I raged.
Have not leveled my hunter to 90 yet. I'm still sitting at 88, and I'm just kind of putting that off. I've been doing a lot of other stuff with my DK on Draenor, and I've come to the decision I am going to be pulling my DK from Draenor and moving him over to Riders of Rohan on Argenton. And nothing against Hoss. Hoss has been a wonderful guild. I love every one of those members over there, and I'm still going to be an active member in the community with them. Just looking at my focus going into Warlords of Draenor, and I think it just would be a better fit right now for me to main tank and off tank with Belle's brother in Warlords. So I'll be pulling my main over to Argenton.
She does it to all of us. It's so weird.
I know.
It's really, you know what it is? It's because we're all friends and we play together. And the reality is, because I'm a guild master, I'm not leaving where I'm at. I'm parked. I'm solid stuck. So it's either I bring my friends to me or I has no one. I have to, because I'm parched in I'm in a little spot. The good thing about Hots is he has so many different tunes on in so many different places that he can bring one to do Writer's Night or Raid Naked or whatever he's doing. He can kind of shuffle about, but most of us just keep that one tune that we play, or the one or two. Hots kind of jumps around for whatever fits his fancy. He has a little bit of ADD when it comes to the but that he's good at all his tunes, so you can't say anything because he can tell you everything that's great about every alt, and all of his alts are geared, so you can't even really, there's nothing negative you can even say about that because the man's got his shit together.
Right.
Spam. Disclaimer.
Look at that.
I don't want anybody to be upset about what Spam is about to talk about because this is not a direct blanket statement. This is regarding an issue between him and Horde, and if the Hordies that hear this get upset, you don't need to because it isn't personal. It just is what it is.
Right,
so
disclaimer.
It's just the Alliance is better.
It's just the Alliance.
I'm muting my mic. I am out of this conversation.
Frysa. Well, the fact of the matter is that I wrote a note in the beginning of the show.
He even wrote it on paper. That's how serious
Frysa, Frysa pushed me off the ledge, man, because and Sam's my witness. Belle is my witness. I was in our text chat amongst our admins, and I was like, oh, I'm rage quitting. I hate my death knight. I just wiped 11 times on Garrosh, and he was like, hey, that's the way it is on all the servers, man. And I was just like, that's it. I quit. That's it. I quit. And I took my phone and I threw my phone. My wife yelled at me. She's like, don't you have enough problems with your phone? But seriously, I took advantage of the 25% discount, and I faction changed and I server swapped my main. My Spamburger.
Spamburger's now a writer. Dig that.
She manages.
So yeah, recruiter friend over here had brought me to the. I have seen the light, so to speak. But I was hoping to have a whole report about the whole process, but it's like a 3 day waiting
period. They're really
period
backed up because of the discount.
I'm assuming because of the discount they're very backed up, and I'm also assuming that like the reason that they gave everybody a free week last week and a 25% discount extended through the weekend this weekend, I'm assuming is because they want to get everybody to do their transfers and boost their 90s before the expansion drops in 11 days. 11 days.
Poor Spam. He had a rough go of it with some Horde in a group that were being really, really nasty to him. And it's not Horde or Alliance specific because really there's asshats everywhere. But I mean, they were being really, really nasty.
I mean, and this is not about Red versus Blue, Alliance versus Horde. This is about the camaraderie of gamers playing together. I'm getting all misty eyed.
There's no crying in baseball, man. No crying in baseball.
There's no crying in Warcraft. I've played both sides now. People wear shirts that say only noobs play Alliance, only noobs play Horde. And I've played both sides, and I've never been treated like like a redheaded stepchild so frequently as I have been playing on the Horde side. I've played a lot of games before WoW too, and yeah.
Let's be honest, Belle's the sugar mama of the guild. Let's be honest.
Mm-hmm. That's right. She offered me
the dark
a
side,
cup
I
of
spoiled you with things such as
cocoa
enchants and such.
I will say this to jump on his bandwagon. And I know Cody follows the WoW community as much as I do. I could say, I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe you can correct me. I'm going to say about 80% of it is Horde in the top ranked.
Yeah, for PvP.
PvP, it's up there. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm on Tychondrius, and everybody in Tychondrius is like ridiculously rated, and they treat you like you're a piece of trash.
Agreed.
And if you're not anywhere above 2,000 rating...
But this wasn't even PvE related. Right. This was entirely PvE related.
I'm just saying
this
that...
Is 11 wipes on Garrosh.
I'm just saying that the Horde... There's a lot of elitists in the Horde, and there's a lot of them. And there's
a lot of elitists in Alliance as well.
Not as
this is where I'm
it's not as bad.
Listen, we're all created equal, but really Alliance is better. And with that, we are going to drop
That's it.
I'm not going to talk about my week because we're running really short on time. I got the Headless Horseman out. That's all that matters.
Oh, you got it.
I did get it. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
Let's switch it over to thank you for the golf clap. That is tradition. Golf clap, golf clap. Lycan has prepared a very, very special new, I guess it's going to be something that is going to be the new way that we do lore here on the show specifically, and I'm really excited. I'm going to mute, and everybody here promises to not interrupt you until you're completely done.
Right. Well, you can see Leif is sitting there. I'm sorry. Bloke is sitting there giddy because of the content of this week's lore.
But we're excited about this.
We're going to go ahead and start a new series where we're involving interviewing. We're going to interview famous and not so famous NPCs as well. Some of the story you're about to hear is possibly non-canonical. I'm going to try to stay as closely to canon as I can. But we had to alter a little bit of things, but nothing that would change the story. So this week we actually had a chance to sit down with a local celebrity of sorts. Topper McNab is a Stormwind beggar that is familiar to all who visit the capital city. And we had a chance to ask him a few questions. Topper owned a farm in Westfall and has wife and 2 children. Now, after the Alliance built a tower next to his farm, Topper, once a proud farmer, fell on some hard times. Now, a common tactic to prevent enemy from easily destroying the towers is to place them behind farms so that the enemy units would have to pass through the cluster of farms to get to the tower. Well, when that happened, the Orcs quickly burned down his farm to the ground, and Topper and his wife and children had to look for, greener pastures. Topper's wife, though, soon got addicted to blood thistle, and to make ends meet, she began selling herself for ERP in Goldshire. Now, rumors have it that the Blizzard had her sent to the stockades for terms of service violation, but the guards of Stormwind would not confirm or deny these allegations. So we also find out that Topper's wife, I feel bad for her, she died of the swine flu epidemic of 2009. So, she's no longer with us. Now, Topper's kids are thought to be Tommy and Abby. They're in Stormwind that beg for bread. Now, we did reach out to the Stormwind orphan matron, Nightingale, for comment. She denied to comment due to orphan court records are sealed on these 2 children. And attempts of King Varian Wren to sign off on the declaration until these documents were quickly denied. Topper has admitted to be promiscuous with some of the looser women of Stormwind. And when we asked possibly about being the father of Donna, Mikey, and Paige that we see running around Stormwind, Topper shied away from the question and asked us to buy him a hamburger. Now, Topper, he has resorted to begging. His current wealth is about 10 copper, so he hasn't been so successful with his armor-shining startup business that he tried. We did ask Topper about being blind, but all he could say is that when the light blesses him, he amazingly can see again. Poor Topper, though, he has really fallen on some hard times. He has been spotted on Darkmoon Island as recently, and it is possible that he has been or trying to be hired as a carny. We will report of his situation if it changes for the better or worse. We do want to let you know that if you stop over at ponecast.net or www.facebook.com/ponecast, we will put the full article up on the blog, and you'll have a chance to see his comments and everything that has been said.
Listen,
Topper McNab.
I just, for real fast, that is the best fucking thing I have ever heard in my life.
I believe every word of it.
I literally, hands down, the best thing I've ever heard in my life. This is the reason, ladies and gentlemen, that I bring the best people to my story, because this is what I'm working with. Genius, creative minds of all of my boys here.
Now, what are blood thistles?
Blood thistle is the night elf, or I'm sorry, the blood elf is like the drink, and it gives them a spell power boost, but kind of puts them in like
it's a mana drug.
Right, and what's that?
Is it like ecstasy? I've never tried it.
It's a mana drug.
I don't really know what ecstasy is like. It's just what I see on TV. Let me
looking into these lore sections, though, I mean, I really enjoy them, and a lot of people are enjoying them as well. But I got just so bored of regurgitating everything that either Blizzard or other, some of these authors have been putting out there. We're going to change things up a little bit, Look forward to maybe seeing, interviews with Arthas and find out why he's so cold-hearted.
Okay.
Jana got
those
with the badge.
I see what you did there.
Right. We dug some dirt on Arthas. So it'll be interesting coming forward.
That was.
Did you say Janie?
Jaina did get a little stingy with the badge a little bit later there, and he got a little bit grumpy.
I seen at least three amazing Jaina
what am I wrong?
Floating around the internet.
I'm not a war expert, but am I wrong?
What's that magazine?
There are some fan fiction out there that really blow your mind.
There's a lot.
What's that magazine? It's called like The Inquirer.
Yes, the Inquirer.
Yeah, we're gonna have the Inquirer. We're gonna be like Thrall or Jaina's boob nipple popped out. Wild drone malfunction, and
Methinks an idea.
No, Stream is stopping that.
Huh?
Stream
Twitch is stopping
that.
Twitch is banning that.
Yes.
It's not gonna happen. Not gonna happen in Warlords of Draenor.
We have Hugebloke and Hots back, which everybody knows who they are. You guys follow our page, so everybody knows. Bloke also has his own podcast. It's Trade Chat Down Under, and you can go to their Facebook page. It's just Trade Chat Down Under. They're the only ones on the interwebs, and it's all Australians all the time. Which who doesn't love that? Apparently.
Oh, we've been getting a few American brothers and sisters join us.
One of your Australian buddies called me a Yankee, by the way.
I did.
I'm not offended because I am a Yankee, but still, it was.
I'm a Yankee.
Of insulting me, you filthy Yankee was the word
you say that while you smoke and chew? I ain't no Yankee.
I'm a Yankee.
I just want to point out, I take no responsibility whatsoever.
I know.
For now all Wookiee.
The winningest sporting team of all time.
How's the podcast going? Your podcast, I know that you have. It's like a funny, just a bunch of guys getting together and hanging out.
Yeah, it's myself and Wookiee, and then Mal's joined us for the last couple of weeks, and she puts her own completely unique spin on things. But it's not so much a newscast or this happened or we did that, much like we're doing here. It's quite literally us sitting around and talking shit, usually on a Thursday or Friday night while having a few drinks at 1 o'clock in the morning sort of thing. It's rough, it's unpolished, but it's just good fun. And that's the whole reason we do it. Is just because we're having a laugh, and if someone else gets a bit of entertainment out of it, then so be it.
That's the way our forefathers built this country at 1 in the morning, drinking, having conversations.
Desert smoking peyote. That's what the forefathers were doing back then. I'm kidding.
I would have joined them.
I'm saying don't say no to peyote. Always say yes. Peyote is a plenty in the desert.
It's plenty.
I listen to one of their podcasts. It's good. It's funny, but it's explicit. You need an age warning there.
I am actually on really good behavior with my potty mouth while on this cast.
I say the F word. I know every time Elida listens to it every week, his eye twitches because he really probably wants to punch me in the face. But this is me loving the F word. Is what it is.
If I had to put $1 in a jar every time someone swore on the Trade Chat Down Under podcast, I'd buy a new car probably tomorrow. It's ridiculous.
It's great.
Well, as you guys know, Bloke
that's us. That's how we do things.
Bloke does really good things for Pwnecast, and he also has his Trade Chat Down Under. So make sure that you guys go and you support his podcast. You can see any links to that on their Facebook. Make sure you go and like their page, give them a shout out, inbox them, talk about Australian things, talk about American things, talk about African things. We don't really care what the hell you guys talk about. Just talk about something.
Talk about all those things.
All of those things. But make sure you show them some support. It's pretty awesome to see some different people from different parts of the world coming together to do what they love when it comes to World of Warcraft. And he's a huge asset to the page. I finally found the core group of admins that I have been... It's been a rough year, really getting the core set that we have, and we do have an amazing team. And I only have to yell once a week, which is from it used to be 20 times a day when we had when we just had to find the right people that fit with what Pwnecast is. And we do also have Hots, which he's no stranger. We try to have the admins that enjoy being on the show back as often as possible. He does Druids of WoW. He also does have his own Twitch stream. Which he might show boobs, he might not show boobs. We're not really 100% sure where he's at with the showing of the boobs on his Twitch, but he can tell you more about.
I show my cat off. Every once in a while he'll hop up in my lap, and then
I've seen him show the
and then whenever I get bored or something happens, I'll make him dance or something like that. But I might show him my pillow, and I actually have to designate a spot somewhere because Leif is supposed to, or Hugebloke is supposed to be sending me a kangaroo/koala to put on my stream.
Like a cooked one, because we probably shouldn't talk about that.
We had this confusion the other day.
He's better having his clothes on.
It is a stuffed one.
Okay.
He's still better having his clothes on.
You don't need to put in diapers. I'm
going
to say that again.
I asked Bloke how is he going to get a full-size wallaby sitting inside a box to send over to him. Just confused me, and he did have to explain it was a stuffed animal.
When I heard you could go to your local supermarket and buy roos, I'm a little upset about that. I don't think you should eat anything that's in a diaper, and people put kangaroos in diapers. So with that said, I don't think that that's logical. It's just right.
Baby,
it's going to be once it does get over there, though, it's going to be a mighty fine addition to Hots' furry ears there. So a bit of a furry
You're
theme
show
going
off
on
on your
ears.
Twitch, right, Hots?
Mm-hmm.
How's your Twitch going? You getting a lot of active people?
It's going good. I've got close to 50 viewers now, or followers. I've upwards of
That's great.
200 viewers. I can't remember exactly. But every once in a while, I'll leave the follower thing, or the follower box open. So whenever, someone follows while I'm streaming, it pops up and you can see their name on the screen and everything. And every once in a while, someone will follow me whenever I'm not streaming and I'm not expecting it, and it scares the daylights out of me because I'll be sitting in my house, it's quiet, and then all of a sudden the music goes off and I'm like, right. Okay. Then I feel bad because I want to give them a shout out somehow, and I'm like, okay.
I forget what account I was on, and I'm on Twitch and I'm following this. I was watching this guy on this game, and I go, I'm gonna follow him because he was announcing the names on the screen that came up. He's like, hey, thank you for subscribing or whatever. And so it was funny because I subscribed to him and I was waiting for my name to pop up. Frysa, thanks for subscribing. He's all, Pwnecast, all right, way to subscribe. I was like, yeah. I wasn't expecting Pwnecast, but I was like, that's even better. So awesome.
Were you logged in as Pwnecast, Frysa?
I was.
I guess so, yeah.
Kind of weird, how I love you. Frysa's my bestie. We're fighting today because he's super grumpy, but he's my bestie. We love him. He's been a little out of it.
Yes, they're both grumpy.
He's been hiding, not eating, not doing laundry, and not wearing fresh shoes while playing Battlefield when he gets off work, and we know that that's what's really going on.
You just explained my life without being in my house.
Is that weird how I know that? Come on. That's what we're
And we're upset you have not twerked since
my clothes on the house.
Right.
In my room.
There hasn't been any twerking. So
yes,
make sure you guys go to our page. Hots does post on Druids of WoW and on Pwnecast when he's doing his Twitch. Make sure you go check his Twitch out. And also make sure you go to Druids of WoW and show him some love on that page. It's a great page. Everybody knows that Pwnecast is a huge avid supporter of all pages across the interwebs. We are not those pages that hate other pages. We love everybody. Right. Here in the next couple months, we're going to be having a lot of the admins on from some of the pages just to showcase people that are doing good things, people that are putting stuff out there. They're doing Insane Pain Game. This guy, he does these pet battle videos that are so awesome. I posted one earlier, the Gromlock pet battles. If you're into pet battles, make sure you go to our page and check out that video because it's pretty awesome.
Don't you think that the pet should be in a ball, and then they throw the ball out, and then it comes out of the ball? Doesn't sound familiar to you at all.
Blizzard would get sued.
They get sued for using Pokeballs, right?
I can't believe you just said that.
Wait, that was a joke. I was making a reference. Okay, how about this? How about carrying your pet in a bag?
I just noticed that Hot for Shot's whole background is like white and red, and he's like actually sitting inside his Pokeball right now.
Oh, that's what we get. You can't be mad at that. That's pretty real.
But that explains the little.
He's resting.
If that wraps up today's episode, we don't want to run over into any longer than past the time we already have because last week's episode was super long.
Man, so just put something out there real quick. I want everybody to keep an eye on the Facebook page. We will be putting information up about a streaming event coming up here during launch day.
Thank you for reminding me.
We have not got all the details. Yes, we haven't got all the details worked out.
With or without cleavage.
With or without cleavage, right. Depends on how this show goes. But we will be putting the information up on it.
When WOD goes live, it's 1 o'clock for a few of us here. It'll be 1 o'clock our time. We're all going to be on all the Pwnecast guys that can be on. Some of them have other page stuff.
Is that like Wednesday night?
But we're going to be streaming on the Pwnecast, and we're going to have our Pwnecast people on Skype. For those of you that just want something to watch,
back to Earth.
No, I'm sorry. I have an assistant in my office that's helping me not forget stuff. Live, this just in, breaking news.
Breaking news from the Pwnecast.
It just handed me this as if it was breaking news. That was awesome. We are going to have that. We are going to have that live event. I'm going to try to see if I can get as many of our admins that have other stuff. Maybe we can do a coordinated thing, because I know Hots has his own thing. Trade Chat Down Under has their own thing. We're going to try to see if we can coordinate to get it one massive. It might not ever happen, but everybody's having their own thing.
Streams together and have like a Twitchception thing going on for release.
Good things have happened.
Yeah.
It could happen.
I plan on doing a 24-hour stream for WAD release, even though it's gonna be terrible. Like, people are gonna like, everyone's so excited, and for everyone who hasn't taken days off work yet, take the day after release off, not the day off.
As well.
I took both days, so I have 4 days off, and I'm going to pay my 15-year-old, who's going to be 16 in 2 days. I'm going to pay her to be on baby duty so that mom and dad can totally nerd out. I'm so excited. The breaking news that was just in, my husband, who is also an admin for Pwnecast, he is Admin Dark, he wanted me to make sure that if you guys have something lore related that you're interested in, if there's something specific that you want us to dive into, and when I say us, I mean Lycan, because that's not, all of us have our strengths and that's not mine. If you have something that you want him to talk about, you're interested in knowing more about, maybe you want his special take on it, whatever the case may be, make sure you email him at lycan@pwnecast.net. Email your request. If you can't remember Lycan at pwnecast.net, go to the website. Everybody's information's there. We're here for you as far as any segment you want on the show, so make sure that you guys take care of that. What a show this was. This was a great show.
Wow.
This was a really great show, and I want to make sure, it always amazes me when people contact us and say, we love your show, and I'm like, I didn't even know people cared. It's really nice that our hard work doesn't go unnoticed. And as always, we do thank you for watching it or listening, whichever way you're choosing to do the means of the show. We do here at Pwnecast like to make sure that you have the best WoW experience possible. And in order to be able to do so, I have some advice this week, and this advice is some personal advice due to some garrosh running situations this week. So our advice this week is to make sure that you always focus garrosh instead of the mind controls, because that's going to get you a win. Make sure you waste a brez on a DPS, because that's going to get you yelled at, and it's going to cause you to rage in chat like myself. And
my tank will die.
And always forget when you are the one on engineers, and actually forget to do the engineer and then cause the raid to wipe, and then turn around and chat and say who was on engineers. That's awkward when it was you on engineers. Make sure that you do those things, because that will enhance your gaming experience. I don't know if it will or not, but
that was rough.
It was.
Wow.
I value y'all as friends. I'm never raiding with you again.
is whenever I talk about how great they're doing in raids where we've cleared wing 1 all the way through 4 in heroic with no wipes, nobody is ever on except for my core raiders. Whenever we bring an external person that's like, oh, these guys are doing good, let me join them, it never goes well. It's only when it's my core raid team when we're just banging shit out. If we've got a pug, 10 different people, and half of them are not English-speaking servers, it's really difficult. And I'm not insulting anybody. If you don't speak English, it's really difficult for you to kill the freaking mind controls because you don't understand what I'm saying. That being said, that is not typical for us, Cody, and I know that you were on a...
It's not true, because mind is mind in, like, every language, and control is control. How do you say mind control in Spanish? Mind control. Because
prior to prior to Hots joining our Garrosh kill, we cleared wing 1 all the way to Paragons with no issues in 2 hours. It's not really typical.
It's all Hot's fault.
No,
that's messed up.
Together for some lower item level people to help get them geared. With that being said, when you have lower item level people, that's what you're working with, and that's what you're dealing with. So
I agree. A lot of carries this week.
We did.
It was a rough week.
which we don't mind. We carry because we want everybody to be able to get gear. That's the whole reason that we do it, is we want people to be able to get BOAs, which, Hots, you did get one, didn't you?
I've already had it.
Oh,
right. I came in there specifically to help carry. I've already killed Garrosh that day and everything. I was just helping carry.
And you're dealing with half the team that knows what they're doing because they raid together all the time, and then because your other half of your core team's gone, and you pug the rest because you want to help carry, and you're dealing with people that don't communicate. We all know each other, so we don't really need to tell each other much because we already know. Those kind of things, it's difficult. It's what you're dealing with. But we've got.
They already know they're going to wipe.
Wing one all the way to Paragons with no issues. That's pretty. I'm saying, like, it's not great because they nerfed heroic, but it doesn't matter. We're still doing it as a team, and I raged hard. Somebody told me to battle res a DPS. I battle res a DPS, and I got shit talked to me the entire.
I told you to do the battle res too.
So
I'd like
to battle res. But if somebody is telling me to battle res a DPS, guess what? My husband got a battle res. Well, sorry. So the guy
remember?
You're watching the show. Oh well, boom.
Can I say
remember that tank will not die? That was the words that were said. I am not gonna die.
Can I say something? The next time you guys are in a raid, and I did this already, it's hilarious. When it says, res the tank, res the healer, put on there, he can walk back.
You'll get the triple dot for sure.
What'd you say, Bloke?
I said on that done with raiding, it's ridiculous. Like, so for me to come through with you guys this week and part get the carry and I believe I carried my own weight on the.
You did. It wasn't a carry. When we say carry, it wasn't really a carry because everybody pulled their weight equally. When I say carry, I'm making reference to the minimum item level that they want you to have going into.
It was the second time round when I bought my Death Knight in. Like, I play my guild bank tune more than I play my Death Knight, so that was definitely carried, but it was worth it.
Sometimes friends make the difference.
For me to finish off, I'm done with PvE and raiding. I don't PvP, so I've come up with a third category. I'm going to PvG. Come what? I'm going to spend all my time making gold. If I'm going to be poor in real life, I'm going to be rich in this game.
I like that.
Thank you, Huge, for being on the show. Thank you, Hots, for being on the show. Thank you for taking care of our page. Make sure you check their pages. You can go to pwnecast.net, and we have their information up on the page. My boys, I love doing this every week. It's my favorite time of the week. I have a blast. And thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And make sure if you need us to provide something to you, you let us know. Also, shout out to Russell. Russell was the winner of the Arthas figure. It is en route in shipment, and he should get it sometime next week. The cool story behind this is he has a collection, and his son, his little mini, loves everything Arthas. So his son's really excited to receive this in the mail. But with that being said, we're a little bit over time, so we're going to go ahead and be done and hit the hay.
I got something to say. I believe I lost a fan over the last podcast, and I want to say that I will get you back. I don't know how. I will have to show my boobs if that's what it's going to have to take.
Can I tell you what's funny is I'm the one with the boobs and nobody ever says I'm their favorite. Everybody else is the favorite. I never get anybody either on the comments or on the page that says I'm the favorite, and I'm supposedly the one that gets it done with the girls here, and I got nothing. Is it because I'm not showing it? I don't know.
With the girls.
You haven't shown anything below your neck line.
I know.
I will say this again. I'm willing to go 1v1 against Spamberger to get you back.
you do realize that we've dueled 1,000 times.
God,
over the course.
I don't have to worry about that, but we're going to go ahead and we're way over. Thank you guys for joining us.